Wanderers, have you found yourself just farming and farming away for hours and hours? You're now probably around Paragon 150, maybe a little bit higher, and you still have found 0 mythics. You're wondering why maybe you have the worst luck in the game? Well, I'm here to help you with that. We're going to show you all of the different ways that you can farm for mythics in the game. We'll talk about how the scaling works with the Torment tiers, why you may not be seeing things at the level that you're farming at, where certain things are going to unlock, and even the best part, how to craft your way into maybe even getting upwards of 4 mythics in a single run just using the Horadric cube. Now, War Plans and the Horadric cube are in the expansion, and they are incredibly strong and very, very powerful for your farming techniques. So we're going to go over that. I'll show you where to go, what recipes you want to do, and how to maximize all of that. Now, this will cover just every single way, including if you don't have the expansion pack. So we'll cover all of that and more in this guide. I'm very excited to bring you all of the different ways that we can get mythics for you. Now, we're currently over here fighting Mephisto. We're going to put this on pause because he's going to play a really, really big role in how this works. So before we get any further with this fight, let's hop into the guide. So where do we begin? We're going to start over at the world tree right here. This is going to be how you can pick your difficulty. When you start off the game, you're probably going to start at normal, hard, maybe expert, depending on how good you're at. Once you have hit level 70, that's when you're going to start getting all of your gear. When you move into Torment 1 from Penitent, increase uniques and mythic uniques per Torment tier. So that is going to be incredibly important. You're going to have increased legendaries, uniques, and mythics as you move up into each Torment tier. In the previous version of the game, you only had 4 different Torment tiers. So you felt it right away as soon as you hit Torment 1. Legendaries were dropping all over the place. You got all your ancestral gear. That's changing now. The higher that you go up into each one of these, you're going to slowly unlock more and more gear, and that includes the chance of getting more and more mythics the higher that you go. When the game started and we first hit the expansion, I was farming in each Torment tier as I progressed and as I got better gear, and I didn't really notice any drops until I started getting into the Torment 10 plus. This is going to be the goal for you. Now, obviously, you're going to need a very strong character. And if you need a strong character, I have a ton of guides. I have a barbarian right now, 2 of them that are hitting for trillions of damage. They're relatively easy to put together. They're very, very fun. Those links will be in the description of the video, so you can grab the planners if you want to. Once you hit your Torment 10, things start to really take off. When you go up to 11 and to 12, there is an increased chance for mythics still, but you don't actually gain anything that will unlock other than just more gold and experience. You do have that increased chance, and I have noticed a big difference between farming bosses on 10 and on 12. So that's going to bring us to the very first thing that we're going to talk about is going to be your bosses. Now, when you go to your new layer keys, this has been changed. We no longer have your fresh meat or your pincushion dolls. These are all used for the Horadric cube. If you have the expansion, these will give you all of the items that you need instead of going and killing the bosses. Bosses do have a chance to drop mythics. It is relatively low, so sometimes you may have to end up doing a ton of different bosses in order to get your mythics to drop. And now that means like sometimes upwards of 50, sometimes upwards of 100 bosses, maybe even more. But I have actually found on Torment 12, these layer keys are actually incredibly good. I've just been going through basically just doing war plans, and as I've been doing war plans, when I come up against some of the bosses, I go kill a boss, a mythic drops. So doing bosses is going to be a really great way to do it, but you also want to move up in the Torment tiers. I was able to make it to Torment 8 very, very early on without any mythics. I got really lucky with an undercity run, which we're going to talk about later, because you don't actually need to be in the higher Torment tiers in order to do that, because that's probably going to be your best method. We're going to get there. Belial has a higher drop rate than any of the other bosses, but the Betrayer Husks are kind of rare to come by. In order to get the Betrayer Husks, you need to be able to kill all of these lair bosses and the greater lair bosses in order to have a Belial spawn. It is completely random. There's no way to change it or force it. Belial will spawn during an encounter after you kill the boss, and then you'll get your Betrayer Husks. You go to Belial. Belial, no matter what chest you open, all of the mythic chances are going to be exactly the same. Your greater layer keys and your lesser layer keys, both of these, you can see where they drop from. You're going to get greater lair keys from war plans and from farming all of the lesser bosses, and then all of these are going to drop from spoils and war plans, tortured gifts and hell tides, legion events, world bosses, tree of whisper caches, and the undercity. So speaking of the undercity, this is going to be your strongest version of farming mythics. We're going to go over crafting mythics because that is actually going to be changing a little bit in this new expansion that we have because of the cube, and we'll talk about how it's going to be a little bit easier for you to actually craft the specific ones that you want. But the undercity is going to be incredibly strong, and is going to be so strong because of the new function of the war plans. War plans are really, really crazy this season, and when you go into your undercity tab, going down this left-hand side is going to make it so that you have the highest chance of getting upwards of 4 mythics. How does it work? When you come down this side, when you get down to your gutter filth, this is going to give you a chance to spawn a portal prankster. Now, this portal prankster will come when you hit a beacon. Those beacons will just be the statues, and I'll show a run with a prankster run at the very end of this video, so you can watch the whole entire thing. You can see some of the goblins spawn. When you go and you activate your beacons to get your attunement, there is a small chance for a portal prankster to spawn. If you get a portal prankster, each portal prankster is going to give you a tribute chest that's going to appear after you kill the final boss. Those tribute chests will unlock with offerings, and I'll show you that in the video as well. But with those tributes, this is going to be how you can get more mythics. The more goblins you kill, the more mythics will spawn. This is not a guaranteed chance, but you do have a really high chance of getting mythics from these. I have done only about 3 of them, and every single one of these armament tributes, which we'll show you, has given me mythics. It used to be about a 30%, and now it seems to be very, very high, upwards of like 70, 80%. So it's very, very lucrative. And the best part about this is you can craft these. So as you level up your war plans, go to your undercity, make sure you choose them in your path. You want to find anyone that has the undercity so that you can level it up, and then go down this left-hand side. That's your first pathing. This is the tribute that you're going to need in order to make these undercity runs incredibly lucrative. The Mythic Tribute of Armament. These are going to be found in several different places. A really, really great place for you to find these is going to be the world boss. Don't skip out on the world boss anymore. They drop actually relatively often. It's been very surprising how many people have found, so don't skip the world boss, head over there. They can also be crafted. When you come over to the Horadric cube here, you're going to find your armaments. They're going to be in your dungeon keys. Unfortunately, I am just 1 short of crafting them, so I can't actually show you during the video, but what you do is you take these armament tributes, you're going to go to amalgamation, and when you put these in, if you have 5 of them, the transmute button would open up, and then you can craft them this way, and it will turn into a mythic armament tribute. You can start with the lesser armament tributes, and you can move those up, and it looks just like this if you take the tribute of refinement, and then you transmute this. That will transmute into the higher version of your refinement tributes right here. So I now have 3 of those. If I transmute it again, I now have 4 of those. So they're really, really great ways to use the Horadric cube to upgrade your tributes and then get better and more rewards for the undercity. So this is incredibly strong for you. Make sure that this is something you're not skipping out on. Now we're going to talk about crafting, because crafting is going to be different in this season because of the cube as well. If you do have sparks, you can always just come right over here and you can go to the mythic, and then you can craft a random cache. This is just going to give you any random mythic out of there. This has not changed. This is going to stay exactly the same. You get 1 random mythic. If you don't have any of the expansions, this is your only option. You can only craft random caches, and it does require 2 resplendent sparks. The other option that you have is at the jeweler over here. You go over to rune crafting, and then you have your mythic uniques here. Now this part is exactly the same. So what did I mean by it's changing in the expansion? You now have access to the Horadric cube. Let's say I needed to craft this Andariel's Visage, and I needed a Tam rune. My only options in the past were to go and farm the Undercity with the tributes to get myself some runes from Harmony. I could trade with other players, I could do bosses and hope that it drops, and then you're just stuck farming and farming and farming in the hopes that you got one. Now you come to your Horadric cube. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to click on Tam. I see that I need Nur. I need 5 of the top rare runes, any of them. And I need 5 legendary runes of invocation. I come to my runes. I can put any 5 in. It can be any combination whatsoever. If you put 5 in just like this here, and then you put 5 here, and then 1 of these, now you can transmute and you can create a Tam rune. That's only one part of this. We know that that's going to be now how you target farm. If you have a whole bunch of runes that you don't actually need, you can use amalgamation here, and you can take your Neo, you can put this in, and when you transmute it, it's going to give you 1 higher. So you now have a chance of getting more legendary runes simply by just putting in to your amalgamation, and then you create another one. So instead of going over to the jeweler and doing the random crafting, amalgamation gives you upgrades to your runes. So use the Horadric cube, don't use the jeweler if you have access to it. If you don't have access to the Horadric cube, you can transmute all of your runes over by rune crafting, and then you just select any of these magic runes, and then you can craft a random rune. It can either be the same tier, or it will upgrade to a random one up above. So there's a lot of different ways that you can craft. And then once you have all of the runes, then you simply go over and you craft the mythic that you're looking for. A question that people ask is it worth it to save for crafting a specific rune, or should I just gamble at the blacksmith? That is completely up to you. If you want to spend the time farming and saving, that is completely okay. If you want to see and take a gamble, go for it. It's a lot of fun to gamble and see if you can get the right thing, but just know that you will have to farm more sparks and more sparks. Now, I did promise finishing up this fight with Mephisto here, and why is Mephisto so important in this season? On Torment 10, which is pretty much all you really need to farm on, you have the chance of getting mythic seals, and when you kill Mephisto, you are going to be able to get a really almost guaranteed chance of getting a mythic. That includes your mythic seals. It also includes just the regular mythics. What are you going to need? You're going to need a specific key that you can get from completing your seasonal journey, and you can also get them from dropping. It's going to be the seal right here. This is the one that you're going to need. It's going to be the Crux of the False Prophet. When you use this, it's actually incredibly strong because you get a ton of really, really good gear. And with that gear, you have a chance of getting the mythic. Now we're going to open up this chest right here. And as you can see, we're going to get ourselves a mythic. It's the sword. It's a Doombringer. Obviously, it's not going to be really used all too much, but we still got that mythic. Something that is really cool about doing Mephisto, if you have friends and maybe they have the key, but you don't have it, if you're strong enough to kill Mephisto, but your friend isn't, and your friend opens up that chest after you do it, you will get all of the rewards from them opening up the chest. That is not the way that normal boss fights work right now. So this is really, really great. It promotes the group aspect of the game that is really, really awesome, that I really, really love. So I'm very happy with how they did this. This is a really, really great farm, especially when you get your character online. Now the fight is very, very tough. So make sure that you're ready. You will get achievements for going up higher, and higher ranks will give you better chances at mythics, but Torment 10 has been more than enough to farm it. And if you're looking for a really great place to go and find a rotation, maybe, for all of these keys, get your mythics, Discord is going to be in the description of the video. Just click the link there. We have an incredibly active community. Trade channel is blowing up all the time. There are people constantly just hanging out in voice chat, all here playing some Diablo 4. We have class channels for everything, and we also have a clan queue. Now it is getting kind of long this season because the community has been absolutely amazing with the outreach, but you can put your Battle.net tag in here. You don't need to leave a reason for joining because everybody is welcome. We do treat Discord as the clan though, so if you want a spot, all you have to do is hop in with us and you're part of the clan. That's all I got for you today. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you share with your friends. Thank you everybody for watching, if I'm not mistaken. I think it just depends on how many goblins you kill. There's a goblin. got to do full clears. Hey, how's it going, King? Thanks for the follow, Calvin. 2 more followers on Twitch. Really waste some points, everybody. So I have a lot of Fury generation and Fury regeneration. So if you go to my TikTok profile, you can pull up the Mobilytics profile there. And in the Mobilytics profile, I will have how to build this build. And it includes resources for how to maintain Fury. Constantine Jones, hello. Thank you for the follow also. Hey, King, thank you for the support. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Okay, let's go get these over here. Gotta clear every one of these. It's a portal. Hey, Calvin, thank you also. Let's go. I forgot to super chat. Oh no, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Calvin, also thank you. Thank you for the Prime sub. Let's see what we get. What do we got? Oh, another triple. This is really the way. If you guys are farming for mythics, you need to go into your tree right here. You need to go to the undercity, which is right here, and you need to go down this side. You go down this side, you have to clear the full entire clear of the undercity, every single brazier, and if you kill goblins with a mythic tribute, which you can craft the mythic tributes in the Horadric cube, and I just posted a video on the Horadric cube and talked about how to craft it. You can do all of that, and then you basically guarantee yourself this many mythics if you find goblins. Now the goblins are random, but they're going to be there. So you should absolutely do all of that I just talked about really, really fast.